Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Great Gibraltar Draft with Hound Dogs, where today we've got a top-of-the-table clash. We've got Lions in the league, where we are, in fact, 2 points off them with a game in hand, but it'll be a big game if we can get the win today, so I thought I'd bring you this one. We're facing off with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the other dugout. But before we get started, of course, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you get to see more good stuff like this. But what we will do, first off, is take a look at the transfers, because there's been a few to kind of update you on. I don't think really there's been much ins to note, but there is some outs. So first off, we'll do ins. So we've brought in Hassan El Tayeb from Al Hilal Omdurman. I said that right, I think. He's from Sudan. Looks a half-decent player. We needed a right-back to come in, and so he certainly has done, and has been playing pretty okay the last few games. That's kind of all I can really say. Some good physicals. Mentals are looking pretty decent as well. His technicals hopefully will rise as his age gets older. That's what I'm hoping anyway. With this team. Then we've got a few transfers, outgoings that we need to make you aware of. So there has been a few loans, nothing too much. But Callum Kessese has gone to Barnsley, the new Gibraltar international. He got a citizenship and obviously played for them. But he's got to Barnsley. He wasn't going to get into the side, so I thought, okay, we'll move him on. Sergio Silva has now made the move to Belenenses for 125,000. That was already organised, but didn't go through till January. I've got hiccups as well, so there you go. Abdoulaye Keita is up next. Stad Malin, the Mali club, has come in for him. Again, he wasn't going to be playing as much as he'd hoped, so unfortunately that was kind of it. He was going. Gustav already arranged this one prior to the window. Velge being that one. The cat's tail is just in the way. Why do you... Okay, hello. Yep. Can you go away, please? Thank you. That was a nice little cameo. But there you go. Yeah, Gustav's gone. We've got plenty of keepers. I don't think we need him as a backup because we've got outside already. Then we've also got Alejandro Almada, who's gone to Quilmes. He came in from Gremio, very promising, but he was moaning. I wasn't going to deal with that, so I got rid of him. Made a bit of money on him. All good. Brian Reese has gone to Europa. His was a contract ending at the end of the season. They signed him on a free contract, so we just tried to get some money for him because he wasn't starting for us anyway, so we might as well try and move him on. And the same with Matthew Cudjoe as well. He's gone to Ashanti Gold. Same thing. End of season contract expiring. He got signed by them. So nothing too much to really... of note for transfers. We have lost a few players, but that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. Carole has been absolutely incredible. The cat is now back up here. Thank you. Thank you, Leo. Thank you, Leo. Can you go away, please? I'm trying. Okay. That's very cute. Yes. You're very adorable. Christian Carole was fantastic. He's been absolutely top draw for us since coming in. We've had a lot of issues with strikers not performing. Maximiliano Romero has been out injured for a long time, and he's come in and stepped up to really try and carry the side. We have had to go in this fixture, bring up a bunch of the under-23s to just fill the squad out because of players being injured. Suspensions, as we know, are very tough. For God's sake, cat, get out of the way. Yeah, just lie down there. Lie down there. Be cute. Yeah. Yeah, we've had to bring in under 23 players into the side just so we can fill out kind of the bench and even on the pitch because of issues with suspensions and injuries. So we have brought them up. But we will show you now how we got to this stage, how we're sitting in third place with a game in hand on top with regards to our games. So after our loss to PSG, we did take on Europa Point in the Cup, and it was a 3-2 win in the Intermediate League Cup. They did take the lead early on, getting 2 goals in quick succession, actually, in the first 12 minutes. Waters getting the shot away for Simon to then volley home past the keeper for the second. But we did react very well in the second half. We made a lot of changes as we were able to because we've got the 11 different subs you can make in this game. And we did make the difference with that one. Carole again, as I mentioned, being so influential in the games. Getting ahead of there, he was then on the ball to play the ball through to Carlson to get us away for our second of the game. Carlson was able to play it back to Carroll with one of the biggest 1-2s I've seen in a while to smash it home past the keeper. And then Carroll got the hat-trick from the penalty spot to make it 3-2. We did decide to make things hard for ourselves, though, in the second leg as we took on Europa Point, as we lost 2-1. We did take the lead. Carroll, again, influential, getting a little dink over the keeper to give us that 1-goal advantage. But they did bounce back with 2 goals. First off, in the first half, around the 23-minute mark, they were able to work the ball forward. Aaron playing it through to Waters, who smashed it past the keeper. And then they got a second late on in the game as well, in fact, to level things up and take it to penalties. 86th minute in Parajon coming down that right-hand side, fired it across, and it did get blocked and saved and everything like that, but it did get tapped in the end by Nunes. And then finally it was down to the penalties. But we did what we needed to do, Kameni scoring, and we did win the game. We then got absolutely battered by Liverpool 5-0, although it did take almost a whole half for them to score. Salah scoring from the penalty spot on the 41st minute, and then in the second half, they kind of ran away with things a bit more. A ball over the top to Mohamed Salah to slot past the keeper to make it 2. The third came not long after that. It was only a few minutes before they were able to get their third. Camavinga into Henderson, who shifted the ball out wide again to Mohamed Salah, who was put through once more to slot past the keeper in almost an identical position as his last one to make it 3. Number 4, again, not long after, Mo Salah becoming provider this time. Gabriel Jesus at the back post to volley home. Was looked at for offside, but in the end deemed worthy. And then finally, the last goal came in the 87th minute. Mane being put through, having a couple of efforts at the near post, but was able to tuck it back for Jesus to make it 5-0. So with us knocked out of European competition, we're able to focus on the league and cups, and that's what we did against Europa Point in the league. We got the 2-0 win. Chebozo with a ball back to Pereira de Sá late on in the game in the 76th minute, but once we scored, we got a double. 78th minute, we were able to get a second as well, just to make things a little more comfortable. Jean-Christophe Baerback's ball into the box, Found and Dungala at the back post for 2-0. Now, we did have a second leg against Lynx, in the Pepe Reyes Cup. Now, I think something's happened here because we were 2-0 up in the first leg and we drew this one. A lovely strike by Carroll, by the way. 1-1, but it still went to penalties. So I'm not entirely sure why that's happened, considering we should be 3-1 up on aggregate. But there you go. I guess that's a thing. Either way, we did manage to make it through after they did score a leveller. And in the end, it was a third penalty that got us through to the semi-finals. That's the one. We then had a 2-0 win against College 75 in the league. And Dungala coming down the right-hand side. He was able to work the ball back to El Tayeb, whose ball in came to Chebozo, and he got an assist nice and early on in his career with Hound Dogs. This is good to see. Influencing games already, which is nice. Woudenberg this time on the left-hand side played the ball through to Carroll, who was able to smash it home. He's been incredible, and that was 2-0. And finally, it was a bore draw against Monscow. Unfortunately, a case where we had all the chances, but just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, and it ended 0-0. And there you go. That is where we're at. We're at Lions now, of course. We've got them also in the Pepe Reyes Cup semi-final, so it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. And then we've also got Lincoln in the Intermediate League Cup. But again, we've got them after this game today. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how we play against them boys in preparation for the semi-finals. But like I say, it's going to be an interesting one today. We've got the under-23s coming up. So we've got a bit of a mixed match side, really. Al Diaby in goal still. El Tayeb at right back and Wisdom at centre back. Nothing really new there. We have got Lionel Kameni coming in at centre half, the Cameroon under-20 international. He's from the under-23s. Fatih Pelevan has been developing as a left back more and more, so he's come up to the first team for today. Amundsen Day has come back from loan, so he's now in the first team to play in that defensive midfield role. Then we've got Vitinho and Pereira de Sá in front of him, as we're fully aware. Gibbos on the right, Carlson on the left, and Carroll is playing that striker position. 10 goals so far this season, looking very, very good. But yeah, we've obviously had to bring up a bunch of players to just kind of fill out the squad at the moment with the likes of and Dungala not performing great. Dira Subek as well. He's not been fantastic. So we've had to kind of mix things up a little bit, and we'll see how it goes today. It very might be a loss. We could lose just because of the mix up in the team we've had to do. But also, I'm feeling pretty confident. I think the boys that we've put on the pitch, there's no reason why they can't win it. With Carroll up top, I think anything can happen. He's quite the player, so I think we could be okay anyway. But they are on top to start with in the first 10 minutes, getting a few shots off and a few shots on target as well. So we're going to have to try and sort that out as we get stuck into today's game. And it is a free kick. Golda with it. Kameni does well to head that clear, and Coulson brings that down. Now, can we get a break on here with his pace? He's had to cut back to Pereira de Sá, who looks inside again to Carroll. Carroll driving with the ball. Get him a shot on the edge of the box and it seems to go in. I mean, it's ridiculous, especially because I think his long shots are only like 7 or something. But that looks like it could be a sending off for Lions as El Karaosi challenges Chibozo? Yeah, Chibozo. I don't know why I said it funny. Challenges Chibozo, and that's a second yellow card for him. And a sending off for El Karouani. So very good for us in the first half an hour. They've got an hour to play with a man down. This could work massively in our favour as we go into the second half, especially with the team. We've got to really start making some difference though, as we've not really had too many efforts on goal. So only the one change at half time. I've brought on Ndungala for Chibozo, who did get the player sent off, but other than that hasn't really done anything. Hopefully Ndungala can kind of use this kind of extra space to get a bit of form in, or at least that's what I'm hoping anyway, as we go forward. We might look to change it maybe to a 4-2-3-1, make the most of the space in there in the midfield. But Vitinho's ball over the top, looking for Carroll. Bien will get there, and Kamara to clear. Can we get back onto that? We can. Andre Wisdom's going to drive forward with it now into Vitinho, whose ball forward finds Carroll, who looks round the corner for Pereira de Sá. It's challenged. Carroll, he's through on goal. He's got to finish. He does. Of course he does. Christian Carroll is on the form of his life. 11th goal of the season. He's been so good. 19 years old. What a player to have signed for us. 2 million he cost us. I'm very happy with that. £2 million if he can stick around. If we don't lose him to anyone, I'm very, very happy. But yeah, he gets on to the end of that challenge and is able to just slide it past the keeper. 1-0, a great, great goal to score, and that will take us just above Lions by 1 point in the table with a game in hand as well. So we'd be in the driving seat if we can hold on to this here. Everything's working in our favour, with them having a man sent off already anyway. But that won't stop him from coming forward as they look to do so here. Bien out wide, then to Kamara. He's got a bit of time on the ball now. Plays it back. They're keeping the ball quite nicely, which they'd have to do with the limited players they've got on the field, as it is Morris, then Kamara. He looks back out wide to Morris. Keeping the ball, driving inside now. Can we get a challenge in? Because I don't think we should be letting them do all this. We've got so many players behind the ball. It's kind of ridiculous if they manage to get something around the corner here, which they have done. Morris cuts back. He's going to have to play it back to Urello, though, as his cross is blocked. But it'll come back to Kamara. They're still piling on the pressure. They're not stopping as they're coming forward once again. This is kind of crazy. A ball over the top. Kataro with a volley. It's over the top of the bar, but that's a warning sign, because if we just let them keep going like that, then we're going to be in big, big trouble as they're coming forward once again. On the hour mark, Bello on this right-hand side cuts it back, plays it into Kataro, who's going to lay it off to Kamara on the edge of the box. He's going to have to recycle things as Alex Garcia's cross in does go all the way over the top to the left back. So not the best cross, but still, it got to their own player as Kamara's coming into the box, lays it off to Garcia. He's going to look round the corner again to Cantero. He's shot. It's saved by Al Diaby, and it's a corner. If we can get a break on, we'll be in, because they have pushed everybody forward. But so far, they've been very, very much on top of us. But an hour in, do we look to change things up a little bit? Just bring on some fresh legs. Vitinho maybe could bring him off, bring Dira Suba on, swap them over. No, we'll leave him as they are because it seems like Pereira de Sá likes it in that position, and we won't complain. And we'll bring on Hardley as well at left back. There's a bunch of players that might actually leave us at the end of the season, 22-year-olds who just aren't getting into the first team anytime soon. So we'll be letting them leave on a free at the end of the season. Hardley's probably one of those, unless he can show me something that he's developed a lot, which he probably hasn't. And Dungala with a free kick, though. Can we get a goal here? Yes, we can. There it is. A lovely, lovely strike. There's 10th goal of the season as well. So for a guy who's having a poor season, 10 goals isn't bad at all. Hitting double figures already, which is great. 10 minutes to go in the game as well. We're in the driver's seat completely now. No worries at all. And Dungala getting a goal off the bench. Things are looking tasty. It's a long goal kick. Can we win that one? We do. Amundsen Day does very well to get that down. It's good to see. Kameni laying it back to the keeper, El Diaby, who looks long forward. Can Carroll get there? He does. He heads that down beautifully. He plays on 1-2 with Ndungala, who plays it through to Salifu Dirasuba, whose strike is just straight at the keeper. It's a weak effort. That is a really, really weak effort on goal. With 5 minutes to go, though, I think we'll be okay as the clock ticks down. Now, 5 minutes added time. That's a lot of added time. They've got an injury as well. So they're down to 9 men. But there we are. It was a good win, a 2-0 win. We were helped by the sending off. They looked quite good in the first 5-10 minutes. So that sending off certainly helped, let's say that. But we got the win. It's exactly what we needed. We had a bit of a switched outside because of some injuries and bookings and suspensions. We've got one over on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which is always good. A twisted knee for Carroll. That's not good. 6-7 days, though. Only a week out. Should be okay. Should be okay. Faith Pelivan. Pelivan, we'll say Pelivan, is issued a warning because he's got 2 yellow cards, so he's going to be out for like 5 games or something because of the crazy rules in the new Gibraltar division. But there you go. I'll have a fiddle again, of course, and we will be coming back later on in the season to see how things go. Maybe for the cup finals if we get there, if not later on in the league. But there you go. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and of course I will catch you in the next one. See you then.